Hello there. Welcome back to the greatest era of the Pokémon TCG. I'm the Wizard, and as you can see, I am going to show you guys how to make a full art card in Magic Set Editor. So this is a request that I got from the Nerd Layer, who is also known in this regard as Nathaniel, the one who I made the first deck profile for. So thank you for that request. I had completely forgotten about the functionality that Magic Set Editor has to make these types of cards. So thank you. So I've found some full art backgrounds that I'm going to use, and it's from a Pinterest profile called Afera XV. I don't know if that's meant for the Roman numerals 15 or if it is just meant to be XV, but they take pictures of real life landscapes and things and run them through an AI filter, and I think that the result looks pretty cool. It almost has a new age Pokemon aesthetic type of look to it. So I'm going to use some of their nature artwork and then just put a little picture of a Pokemon over it. So that's going to be my simplified way of making a full art card, so that way I'm not stealing somebody else's artwork that they worked hard for. Although I'm not selling it, so I'm not intending to use it for that sort of gain anyway. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. So I'm going to use GIMP to do my photo editing. And my first step is to take an existing card, and the reason is the dimensions right here. So if we use the dimensions of this Nathaniel's Growlithe, this is one that I made for Nathaniel's deck earlier this month. So this will serve as the outline or the border or the template, so that way we know that this is going to end up being the right size. So now that this card has served its purpose, we're going to click that little eye icon and get rid of it. And then we're going to bring in a new layer. So we're going to open as layer here under File. In the desktop, we have, I believe it's this image here, this one of a campfire. Yep, that's what I want. So it is too big for the canvas, so we'll zoom out and we'll scale it to make it a little bit smaller. Up here in Tools, Transform, we can scale it. And we can see the width and height right here. I believe the width was in the 700, so this should be pretty close. So we'll scale and then we'll move it so that way we can see if it's actually the right size. All right, so the width is good. Let's see, is that about where we want it? Maybe we'll go down just a little bit. I don't want the moon here to end up on the nameplate to the card. So we'll put it here and we'll just see how that works. All right, so with this campfire here, maybe just up a little, I am going to make this our Charmander full art. So I've got a picture of Charmander in my stuff here. Aha! That's what we're looking for. I had trouble finding this last time also. All right, there he is. So we'll put Charmander in our file here. They want to ask if we're converting the color profile. We'll just keep it. And as you can see, Charmander is far too small for this picture. So we'll transform and scale him, make him a little bigger. That looks closer. And then we'll move him into place. We'll have him sit right up close to it. Then we are going to export as. We'll put it on our desktop so it's easier to find. Charmander full for Charmander full art. We'll we'll export that. We'll put it on our desktop to be used in a moment. And then we need to make a new card. So this green plus, it's a fire type Pokemon, Charmander. And from the base set, Charmander had 50 HP, I believe. And what we'll do is simply take the information from Charmander's base set version. There he is. And Ember said discard 1 fire energy in order to use this attack. So his first one was Scratch. His second one was Ember. And then put the attack effect here. Make sure that this R is not in R, it's the fire energy. Scratch did 10 damage, Ember did 30. Weakness to water, and a retreat cost of 1. Water, retreat cost 1. Yep, okay. So we're gonna leave this all this all blank. We're gonna leave this blank so that way we can see more of the picture, the image underneath. Now down here in the bottom right hand corner you get all these art options. So standard art is what you would normally have with just the normal image box right here. This faded full artwork is a pretty neat effect. So you can see that it kind of goes on a gradient. So the closer you get to the attacks, the more of the actual background you see. So this would be like what they called the 3/4 artwork, I believe. There were a few generations where this was a pretty typical thing for the rare cards, but then this middle option, card full art, is what we just saw with the Bulbasaur. So this is what we're going to use for today. Scratch, make that bold. Ember, make that bold. Now, one thing that I ran into with using the full art is sometimes the attack cost icons end up looking like, I'll screw it up on purpose, they go vertically like this. I don't know why it does that, because I went into the data files and this is the same whether it's the regular art with just the little box or the full art, so I'm not entirely sure why it's making that that error. But if I am able to figure out exactly what the problem is with that, I will update the data files and then I'll put them into the Google Drive, and then I'll let you know when that happens, so that way you can download the most up-to-date version of the template. So here in the middle it says double click to load image. Of course that's what it always says before there's an image here, so we'll just double click here kind of in the middle of that, and if it decides to ever work, that's our Charmander full art. And we'll see how this goes. It's going to be right over his face right here. Nope, down here. Alright, so this is a bad example of a full art because the campfire is obviously where your character should be sitting, but it would make way more sense for this to be like a Charizard card and to have Charizard flying around up here in the night sky. But that is how I use GIMP to give a Pokemon a background, and this is how you can very easily and simply make a full art card in Magic Set Editor. So I think that was all I was going to show you guys today, so stay tuned for the next one. If you like what I've been doing here, making custom cards using Magic Set Editor and hoping to make a complete custom format someday, so that way I can play games against my friends and children, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more of this. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, share it with a friend if you'd like them to come along on this journey with us. So until I see you again, have a good one.